Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to talk to you guys about why it's important to fill up where you're at in your life right now and do the best you can with what you got and where you're at. So, to start off, I want to say that I'm not against anybody starting a side hustle. I'm not against anybody doing any extra work, outside of their main profession or career or business. However, I do think that in today's society, internet, social media world, that a lot of us, a lot of kids, I think in their 20s, late teens, early 20s, and even late 20s, think that um, that basically what I'm trying to say is I think a lot of the younger generation, and myself included at times, feel like we're not where we're supposed to be, and we start to get all frantic and worried. And then from that frantic and worried state, we seek out ways to cope with that. We want to go start this trading side hustle. We want to do this drop shipping, e-commerce. We want to look at all these different things. And I'm here to tell you that I'm not against any of it. I think that those are great ways to make money. However, I feel like a lot of people, the younger generation basically is stuck in a state where, hey, I'm trying to find out how I can do the side hustle, but I have never even worked a job. I don't even know how to deal with people. I'm socially awkward, or I barely have any money in my bank account. So I just want to say from experience that, I'm 24, so I'm not really too well versed, in the world yet. I still have a long ways to go, but I can speak on this because, I've held a job ever since I've been 16. So I've been working for almost a decade now. And what I can say is that basically you want to always put your best effort where you're at right now. It doesn't matter if you hate your job. It doesn't matter if you don't like the people you work with. It doesn't matter if your boss is kind of lazy, or he's rude, or whatever, or whatever it is. It doesn't matter what you dislike about your job. It's very important to fulfill your duty where you're at 100%, all in basically, because if you don't, you're always going to be in that state where God's going to be basically looking at you saying, hey man, why aren't you fulfilling where you're at right now? Why am I going to give you this side hustle? Why am I going to give you this investment? Why am I going to give you this mentor, or whatever you want to do, for the future, if you're not even fulfilling your primary duty 8 hours of the day, right? Or, when you're at your job, basically you're just fooling around on your phone, you're talking to coworkers, you're bullshitting, you're gossiping, right? Complaining. And when in reality, you should just be working and trying to be the best you can where you're at. Like for myself, right? It's stupid for me to basically be coming on here or coming elsewhere and trying to, start this or get more views or do something, but I'm bullshitting at my job, right? So it doesn't work that way, because think about it, right? People are gonna see your integrity. People are gonna be able to read you. Are you really a person of are you really about getting the job done and then coming home and starting a side hustle or doing this or that, right? Basically what I'm trying to say is it's not good enough for you to just basically half-ass your way 8 hours a day and then come home and start fantasizing about how you're gonna make more money, right? Basically what I'm trying to say is you should start off doing a better job where you're at right now, wherever you're at, right? Like for me, for example, how can I be better at my job? I can work extra days. I can be better with my employees. I can train them. I can upsell my items in my location, right? So I have a better commission. I can focus on getting promoted, right? So there's things I can do in my primary vocation right now that can get me to the next level. But a lot of people have it backwards, where they think I'm gonna do less at my primary vocation and try to do more of something that I don't even have any experience in, when it's like, no, it should be you start doing very well at your primary vocation, whatever that is. And then when you're finished with that, then when you have, extra energy, or you feel like, you've really mastered your craft at your primary job or whatever, then that's when you get home, you know, you figure out, hey, what can I do now? Maybe I can flip some shoes. Maybe I can flip some gaming consoles, or maybe I can go learn about trading, right? So there's different things you can do, but I think a lot of people have it backwards, where they think that they're gonna make the side hustle the main vocation, but simultaneously they're not doing anything at their job, right? Because think about it. How are you gonna, you have to, basically, to take a venture on a side hustle or do anything, you're gonna have to be consistent. You're gonna have to have a lot of discipline. You're gonna have to have a really good work ethic, and you're gonna have to be consistent, right? So if you don't already have those character traits developed at your primary job, how are you gonna take that? How are you gonna take those character traits and virtues and then translate it into a side hustle or a business? It's not gonna work. You basically fail. So that's kind of the place I'm coming from here. And it's basically like a cup, right? If you have a cup like this and it's halfway full or it's 3/4 full, and you're looking for another cup to fill another cup, well, you don't have any extra water to fill the other cup because the first cup isn't even full. So, you know, it's kind of like an analogy, but I think you get the point. The point is that you have to really start out going 100%, 120% where you're at right now. That's the biggest thing I can testify, because a lot of people want to be successful, but it's like, think about it, right? How are you gonna prove to yourself that you can be successful in a business, on YouTube, doing e-commerce, doing trading, doing whatever, but you can't even show up on time, or you're leaving early, or you can't even do extra days, or while you're there, you're not even doing the daily job description, right? You're doing it half-assed, you're taking breaks, you're complaining, you're doing this, right? So it makes no sense. It makes no logical sense how you're gonna go from that attitude and that work ethic and living that way or working that way to then going home after an 8-hour day of basically BSing and then try to excel at something that you have no idea how to do, right? So, because like I said, learning a side hustle or learning a new skill is something that takes time and takes effort, consistency, and hard work, right? So it's not gonna be something you just magically, you know, flip a switch and, oh, all of a sudden I'm making money, you know, flipping shoes or drop shipping or doing whatever. So I think that it's very important that, you know, because like I said, younger individuals are very impatient, right? And I noticed that with myself over the past few years. I've had to develop more patience because I want everything within a certain time frame, right? And I think it's important that we kind of think of our lives as an unfoldment season to season, right? So you can have, you know, I'm kind of sidetracking here, but basically you can have seasons in life where you're not making much progress and you can feel like, well, you know, I'm not making a lot of money at my job. My job's kind of slow. I don't have a lot of, you know, customers or clients coming in, and you can start to get worried. And then in that worried state, like I said, you can start to jump to okay, you know, I'm going through a 3-month or 4-month season of low revenue from this job or from this business, and what do I got to do now to what extra thing do I have to add to my plate now to basically you know, supply myself with extra income? But the point I'm trying to prove is that even if you're doing 100% at your job, you're still gonna have times where, you know, it's not as busy, or you're not having as much revenue, you're not attracting as many clients. And I want to let you know that in that state of, you know, maybe you're not making that much money, or you don't have as many clients or whatever, or like I said, you're not making a lot of commission from your job because the sales are low and there's just, you know, it's not as busy as it once was, or whatever the case. It's important to develop patience, right? And to not get worried, to not get frantic, right? I know I've mentioned this verse in the Bible. I forget what verse it is. I think it's in Matthew, but basically Jesus says, like, the birds are fed and you know, the animals are taken care of, and the nature is basically supplied for. What makes you think that you will not be taken care of, basically? And I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but that's what, you know, I'm kind of trying to drive home here. So I guess the two biggest takeaways is you know, do 100% where you're at right now and be consistent. And then, you know, when you get home, with all of that confidence and determination and drive that you develop and consistency that you develop from your job, then you can translate that over into a side hustle, into whatever you want to do. So that's the first takeaway. And then the second takeaway is, you know, there's going to be times where you feel like you're doing it all, you feel like you're giving your best effort, everything's going, you know, well, but you know, the revenue isn't there, the money's not there, it's not as high as it once was. And in those situations, you just have to be patient. And like I said, just trust that God will give you the resources that you need to whatever, you know, sustain your lifestyle or provide for your family, or, you know, just keep a roof over your head. So that's kind of the main message of this video. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give the video a thumbs up. If you're new, make sure to subscribe. And as always, I hope you guys have a good one. Peace.